Fran. Happy Wednesday. Can you hear me okay? Let me know. Oh, I accidentally signed out of YouTube. Oh my gosh. Right? We're starting early tonight, aren't we? I accidentally signed out. Oh my gosh. It's like, hello, hello. Hi, Jody. I know, right? I know. I'm trying. I started the live as the chimes were just starting. So I started the live as the chimes were just starting. Welcome to the shit show. Welcome to the shit. There he is right there. Front and center, right? Front and center. Let me tell you something, friends. We haven't seen the sun for a while. We sure haven't. And there's my light right there, just to show you and to highly recommend it. Hi, Margaret. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the shit show. Right? Oh, country mouse. Country mouse. So I hope everybody's doing well. We are in the middle of the week already. Can you believe it? January the 7th, 2026. Welcome to Lilleybugglane, everybody. I am Lala, and it is circle time. It certainly is. So I hope everybody is doing well, right? Oh my gosh. Next week, friends. Next week is the middle of the month. You laugh all you want to, Fran. Laugh all you want to. I know, Mom, right? I know. Next week is going to be the middle of the month already. Friends. Hi, honey. How are you? So glad you're here. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you and all your Canada friends up there. How are ya? How are ya, friend? We're so glad you're here. So glad you're here, honey. It's January the 7th already, honey. The first week of January is done. Can you believe it? I know. And let me tell you something. It is warm here. It is warm. We are in the high 40s. And it is foggy, friends, foggy. And you know how much the fog freaks me out. It certainly does. Now, let me tell you something. Louise has been so excited all day long today. She certainly has. Because it's circle time? No, not because it's circle time. She is one of the many that could care less that today is circle time. She certainly is. She has been waiting all day for the start of The Masked Singer. So that is what is going on upstairs. Her and she and Chewy are watching The Masked Singer with the kitty cats. Sans Buddy, who is freaking out around here somewhere. 65, wunderbar, Mom, wunderbar. Absolutely wonderful. So... but we've been misty and dreary and foggy, but it's been warm but it's been damp, right? It's been damp, moist, friends. Some people don't like that word, but yay, Fran! I'll tell her. She's been so excited all day today, Fran. She said this morning before she left for work, she said, I can't wait for tonight. Yeah, it's 2 hours, Fran. It's 2 hours. So I know. It's one of her favorite shows. So she likes to watch it. So she's been excited all day today. So today is our first circle time of 2026. So happy New Year to everyone. I hope that your new year started off well. I hope that your weather is good. It's been crazy all over the United States. It certainly has. I don't know what's been happening up there in Canada, but it's crazy up there anyway. So whatever the weather is the weather up there, right? Right. Okay, friends. Red Riding implements. Honey, Red Riding implement. Our pajama party circle time for January. See, I'm on the ball, friends. I am on the ball. Our pajama party circle time is January the 21st, friends. January 21st is our pajama party circle time. First one of the new year. Oh, really? Very interesting, Mom. Very interesting. Well, be prepared and not scared, right? Be prepared and not scared. So there we go, friends. There we go. It's mint time. We're going to do it early, friends. Mine as well, right? Right. We pass the mints here at Lilleybugglane. We certainly do. You have your choice. Let's all say it together because we all know the spiel, right? And the way things started out, friends, no telling how this is going to go. You have your wintergreen lifesavers, which are the OG of the mint bowl, right? We all love the wintergreens. Then we have our orange mints, which are a burst of sunshine in your mouth, friends. They certainly are. And if I didn't eat mints like I chew gum, I would be having an orange mint tonight with you all. I certainly would. Then we have our spicy cinnamon mints, which are my personal favorite, and the boys love them. They certainly do. So if you have a best boy, grab an extra spicy cinnamon mint. Then we have our butter rum lifesavers, which, you know, are the new it girl of the mint bowl. We also have the root beer barrel. We certainly do. Highly recommend it. No medicinal aftertaste, which is a very important thing. And then, of course, we have our tried and true Werther's Originals, which are the hard caramel candies. I love these. I certainly do. Very smooth and buttery tasting. Very smooth and buttery tasting. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 to last you all the way through circle time. Fran is our safety officer here at Lilleybugglane. She is. And she has sharp peepers. We all know the international symbol for choking, don't we? We do. Because we learned it here at Lilleybugglane, right? And I went to nursing school and learned it. I certainly did. Amongst a lot of other things I learned. We always pass to the right. As per etiquette, my etiquette Miyagi's Mrs. Pfeiffer, my charm school teacher, who is always in my mind. And Emily Post, the queen of etiquette, friends. Enjoy your mints. Enjoy your mints. There we go. Outfit of circle time. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. I want to see these outfits. Today is Womanly Wednesday, friends. And let me tell you something. My best boy asked me a question last night. He certainly did. He said, "Are you having circle time tomorrow night?" And I said, "I certainly am." And he said, "Is it Womanly Wednesday or is it he says, "Do you wear a skirt on Wednesday or do you wear a skirt on Friday?" And I said, "Well, I can wear a skirt tomorrow." And he said, "Oh, okay." So he must have wanted me to wear a skirt, right? I certainly did, friends. I certainly did. So here we go. Here we go. You know, the Masked Singer's on, so I didn't get my fashion area set up for me. I certainly didn't. So here we go. Okay, the whole outfit is thrifted except for the turtleneck and the tights, right? So this is a thrifted cardigan. Absolutely love it. Thrifted skirt. Absolutely love it. It is a paneled skirt. And it's a real pretty herringbone knit. It's a knit. And it's got panels. So I really, really love it. Zipper and hook closure. And then I have on my thrifted riding boots from Amvets. And I have on my fleece tights, friends. I certainly do. And I have on my necklace that I bought from a friend of mine who... she got it at a church sale, right? I have on that. And then I just have on a pair of cheapy little twisty hoop earrings. Certainly do. Silver ring, wedding rings, link bracelet. This is old as dirt, friends. Hi, Jen. How are you? This is old as dirt, friends, from the Walmart back in the day. Do you remember? Do you remember from the Walmart back in the day? I know, right? Crazy. Now I am behind here on the live. There we go. Jeez, it's just crazy here tonight. It certainly is. We're glad you're here, Jen. Happy Wednesday. So Chewy asked me, was today the day that I wear a skirt or is it Friday? And I said, well, it's Womanly Wednesday or Feminine Friday. So there we go. So he must have wanted to see me in a skirt today, right? Right. So we went out for dinner tonight. We certainly did. We went to Five Guys and it was super yummy. And then I went to the Sharon Goodwill. I only got one thing. And then we went to Walmart and I shopped the clearance section. Let me tell you something, friends. They have a lot at Sharon, a lot of winter clothing left over. A lot of winter clothing. And they're bringing in the spring clothing now. So it's jam-packed in the clothing sections at the Sharon Goodwill. It certainly is. Now, if you like pajamas, friends, and you like loungewear, and you like novelty prints and stuff like that, check out your Walmart pajama and intimate section because they have a lot of cute pajamas and loungewear there. And especially now that it's getting towards Valentine's Day, they have a lot of cute heart pattern things. And I didn't see any onesies, Fran. I didn't see any onesies. So check those out. Check those out. And they are bringing out the spring things. They certainly are. Christmas, 90% off. They have less than a half of an aisle at the Sharon Walmart. They are already bringing out the gardening stuff into the store for this year. So be on the lookout for that, friends. It's going to be here before we know it. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Let me tell you something. Oh, was it pajama day at your Walmart? Was it? Not here. You know something that's very interesting that you bring that up, Margaret? I have noticed that there are less people wearing pajamas out lately. I don't know what's going on, but I have not seen as many pajamas as I have in the past. So that's a good thing. Maybe because it's winter, I don't know, but I haven't seen as many pajamas. Me either, honey. Me either, right? I know, honey, we have not seen the sun here, and I can't tell you how long. And let me tell you something. Somebody sent a picture to me today, right, of a beautiful blue sky with sunshine. And I was jealous, friends. I was happy for the person that sent me the picture of the blue sky and sunshine, but I sure was jealous because we have not seen the sun here to any significant degree. It's kind of busted through the clouds a little bit for like 3 minutes. By the time I ran to the back door and tried to get out there to stand, the sun was already gone. So, Marilyn, you're never late. We're always here. Happy Wednesday, Marilyn. Happy New Year to you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Yeah, right, Mom. She's never late, right? You're never late. I know, Jody. I know. But let me tell you something, Jody. Here, let me tell you something. The only thing we can do is lead by example, right? Lead by example. You do not go out dressed in pajamas. We do not go out dressed in pajamas, right? And people, it'll catch on, just like the people, you get a neighborhood and somebody gets a new car, and then what happens? The next person gets a new car, and the next person gets a new car, and the next person gets a new car, right? Right. And let me tell you something. Enough boys that see women dressed nicely out, right? And tell their girls, right? Hey, you think you might want to change them SpongeBob pajamas for maybe a nice pair of slacks or maybe a skirt or something? I don't know, right? It'll catch on, Jody. It'll catch on. Oh, 64 degrees and sunny. That's wonderful, Marilyn. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm so glad for you. So there we go. So it is the new year. Interestingly enough, I have not seen a lot of resolution videos on YouTube. And you all know that that's my main form of entertainment is YouTube. I have not seen a lot of resolution videos on YouTube. I don't know if maybe they've fallen out of the algorithm or, you know, they're just not pushing them, right? Because I don't know anybody's resolutions that are successful, to be quite honest with you, friends. I mean, you get these people that pile up that plate, right? It's like a platter, right? They think their life is a platter, and they pile up that platter with so many resolutions that it overwhelms them. And what happens? None of the goals, none of the resolutions, nothing gets done. And then at the end of the year, they're like, oh my gosh, you know, how did this happen? I didn't get anything done. Well, they never admit they didn't get anything done. It's just that the year went by so fast, and, you know, where did the time go, right? Right. So I want to give a couple of tips to you, right? And they're all tips that we know, but maybe we have some shy people in the bushes, and this may help them, right? So instead of making a year-long resolution, you can always go to monthly resolutions, right? Which is basically what I do. Now, my New Year's doesn't start until April the 1st, right? Because I'm one of those April Fools that believes that it's actually a 13-month calendar. But anyway, my New Year starts April 1st. And what I usually do is I usually make a monthly resolution of something that I would like to accomplish during the month, right? During the month. You can also do weekly resolutions. And that, friends, right, is where our 5 extra task method here at Lilleybugglane that can help you accomplish weekly goals, right? It certainly can. Or you can set daily goals for yourself, such as making your bed every day. I know, right? It's a goal. It's a goal for some people, friends. They have to make it a goal. Can you believe that? I know. So anyway, so be realistic with yourself and be honest with yourself, right? Now, I remember way back in the day here at Lilleybugglane, and we've been here way longer than 10 years, friends. Way longer than 10 years. But I remember way back in the day when I first introduced the concept of $1 a day savings, right? And I said $1 every day, 1 paper dollar every day, right? And I had people tell me, well, I'm going to do 5, or I'm going to do 20, or I'm going to do 10 or whatever. Okay. They didn't do it, right? They couldn't just do 1. They couldn't just do 1 because one was nothing. 1 was nothing. They wanted to really challenge themselves and do 5 or 10 or 20, right? Well, how's that working for you, friends? It's not. $1 every single day. And just another reminder, friends, Christmas is December 25th, 2026. It certainly is. So anyway, another way, right, is if you have an event coming up during this year that is important to you, say maybe a wedding, a monumental anniversary, a reunion of some kind, if you have a gala to go to, some kind of gala or something, and you know the date that that's going to be, right? And you want to be at a certain point health-wise or weight-wise, right? Or you want to be able to find what you're going to wear, right? Reverse engineer that backwards, right? And work it out to where you have to be at a certain point leading up to that thing, right? And then that way you'll be ready. And the 5 extra tasks a week can help you do that. So just be realistic with the goals that you set for yourself. Be honest with yourself, right? Because you know yourself, whether you want to know yourself or not, you know yourself, right? You know what you're willing to do. You know what you're not willing to do, right? And most people are not willing to do very much. They certainly are not. Not being ugly, just being honest. Honestly, I am. I am. Now, I set up my fabulous Mary Englebright calendar. You all know, right? You all know this is like my diary. This is like my diary through the year, right? Now remember, we're left-handed, so I'm not going to show you the front cover, but this is my new 2026 Mary Englebright calendar, all set up. It's got all the important dates, yearly appointments, things that need to happen during certain months. It's already all written down here, and fingers crossed that I did it all right this year, which I did it all right last year. And I just add things as we go. The weather goes in there every day. What we have for dinner goes in there every day. If someone's sick, it gets written down. Appointments, significant things that happen, videos that go out when we go live, things like that. Important things that people tell me that I can reference, back to, and things like that. So keep track of things, right? If you bring a large appliance into your home, right? A new appliance into your home, write the date with a Sharpie on the appliance somewhere that is not real visible, right? Because you don't need to make a spectacle of your appliances, friends. You certainly do not. They're a spectacle all their own. But write on the side or write on the back the date that it came into the house. So that way you know, because time goes by so fast, friends, that way you know if something goes wrong with that appliance, you can look on the back of it and say, wait a minute, that's only 2 years old. That shouldn't be happening, right? So just, think of ways that you can keep track of the last time you did something or when you brought something into the house. If you change the filters in your furnace, take a Sharpie and write the date on the edge of your furnace filter before you put it in. That way you know when you go to change it the next time, how long was it since you changed it before, right? And you can write it in your calendar, right? And so if you want to change your filters every 3 months, put the date that you changed it on the filter, and then 3 months, put it in here, change filter, and then right? And that's just a way to keep track of things. Now that we're in 2026, friends, look at the windshield of your car at the inspection sticker. Know what month your car needs to be inspected in, and know the inspection laws in your state. There are some states that do not require inspections, so I'm not talking to you right now, right? I'm not reminding you. But if you have multiple cars, make sure you know what month your cars are to be inspected in. Write it at the beginning of the month in your calendar, right? Amelia inspection month, Val inspection month, Tin Can inspection month, Subaru inspection month, right? Whatever month is the inspection month, write it down. And don't wait until the last day of the month, friends, because you'll be waiting in a line at the inspection place, to have your car inspected. So just easy things that you can do throughout the year to make things go smoothly, right? Schedule your spring furnace and air conditioning service check. Schedule that ahead of time so you're first on the list, right? Do that. Start thinking about your spring walk around your house to see what has happened on the outside of your house during the winter time. We still have a couple of months of winter left, but just start keeping that in your mind. If there's anything major that you want to do when the weather gets warm, right? keep that in mind. Start collecting your supplies that you may need for that, right? So it's just kind of a continuous thing, friends. But if you keep things in order and neat and tidy, then you'll be able to keep up on everything, right? You'll be able to keep up on everything. So, can I tell you how dark it was here this morning? I do not like when it is pitch black in the morning. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. By 6:30, I was down on the treadmill because I wanted to be off the treadmill by the time Louise went to work. But can I tell you how dark it was this morning? I don't like it when it's dark in the morning. I certainly don't. And when Louise was in school, right, because we have very little school bus service here in our city. So I would take Louise to school every day. It made me very, very nervous when we would turn the clocks back because it would be so dark in the morning when I took her to school. It just made me very nervous because a lot of the kids would walk to school. But it didn't get light here until like 7:40 this morning is when it got light. And I just kept thinking to myself, oh my gosh, why is it so dark? It freaked me out, friends. It freaked me out. It certainly did. Now, when I was doing my calendar, right, when I was setting up my new calendar from last year, I went through every single page, right, looked for the special dates to transfer over to the new one, and then I looked for dates that I wanted to remember. One of the dates that I was looking for was the last time I dyed my hair, right? The last time I dyed my hair. And you all know that my original plan was to stop dyeing my hair January 2026. That was my original plan. Well, then someone pissed me off, and you all know what happens when I get pissed off bad enough. Someone pissed me off, and I just stopped dyeing it, right? So I was ahead of my plan, right? Well, when I was looking through my calendar, I noticed that the last time I dyed my hair was August the 6th of 2025. So August the 6th was the last time I dyed my hair. So now I had been doing this behind here. So my gauge is going to be the top part of my crown here, friends. This is going to be the gauge because this was last dyed in August of 2026, right up here at the crown, right? So, because I was already letting this grow because I wanted to see what the back was going to look like. And you all know that I had been letting this go wider and wider and farther back, right? Because I just wanted to kind of have it happen without realizing that it was happening, right? Right. So this is what it looks like as of now, but this is from August 6th to now, okay? So look at the crown, which is up here at the top part of your head where your swirl is, right? You know, we all have that little swirl in the top of our heads where our hair growth is, right? So there we go, friends, right here. So whatever growth is here that's gray has been since August the 6th of 2025. So there we go. So we'll keep track. Fran, it's the oil, Fran. I know, honey, right? I know. So we'll keep track of this, right, as we go throughout 2026. But I just want to show you, since August the 6th, which was the last time I dyed my hair, because I was very careful to check in my calendar as I was transferring information over, right? So August the 6th. So there we go. So we'll keep track of that, right? We certainly will. Okay, 5 months yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, it's grayer than you realize. I think it's grayer than people realize that it is. I mean, it goes all the way up in the back, and you can see in the back, and especially when I'm doing my hauls and I turn around, I can see it in my, but I mean, you can see. So it's a lot grayer than people realize that it is. So, and then, you know, it's just kind of this top layer that has to grow out. It's kind of the top layer. So we'll see. Oh my gosh, I'm just seeing it now. Thank you, Fran. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a little behind on there's a little delay. I just saw when I parted, but see how you see, right? So this dark layer is just like an overlayer, right? So it's pretty much all underneath. It's pretty much all gray. So we'll see. We'll see. I know there's going to be a real line demarcation as this top layer grows out. So I'm going to have to decide, am I just going to say and let that line grow out, right? Or am I going to go and have it lifted, right? Have it lifted and blended, right? But I don't know, friends. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to let anyone touch my hair again. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Jolly's foster mom, because she's a hairdresser. She's a hairdresser, so maybe I'll trust her, because she did give us the fabulous Jolly Boy, right? Right. Or at least she took care of our fabulous Jolly Boy for an hour before we could get to him, right? Right. Okay, friends. Red writing implements. We've got some notes to take. We certainly do. Warm green tea. Fresh homegrown cucumber water. I upped my zinc, so I'm taking 150 milligrams of zinc a day, you know, because we got that super flu, which seems to be influenza A, because everybody that I know that's sick, and we do have a couple of circle friends that are under the weather with influenza A, they seem to all have influenza A. That seems to be it. So I upped my zinc, right? And I'm doing the health elixir. So that's a good thing, right? Louise upped her C, and Chewy takes emergency every day before he goes to work. So we are on top of it, friends. We certainly are. And I don't hear people hacking and coughing out in public and stuff. I don't hear that. Now I do see quite a few people wearing masks. I certainly do, which is still hilarious to me, friends. Still hilarious. But anyway, okay, let's take some notes, shall we? Now you all know that we talked about Canterbury Cottage. We've talked about her before. She's the one that did the fabulous Ralph Lauren decor in her library room, and she's the one that I want her couch, that black plaid couch that's in her library, Canterbury Cottage. I recommended her to you before. Well, guess what, friends? Guess what? She is going to be on the YouTube channel Homeworthy. Homeworthy is going to come to her home and do a tour. How exciting is that? Now listen, she put out a video because she's doing a version of the 5 extra tasks to get ready for Homeworthy to come and film her home, right? So she's getting ready, and she's getting all these little projects that she's been procrastinating on. She's been doing these little projects to get ready for the Homeworthy people, because they're going to come and video her house, and they're going to put her house on their YouTube channel as a featured video, right? No, I don't. No. Not at all, Mom. Not at all. But anyway, So it's very, very exciting. So go visit her channel and see what she's doing to get ready for the home-worthy people to come and film her house, Canterbury Cottage. Now, listen, I watched a video where she said, why have I procrastinated? Guess what her home decor was before it was what it is now, which is absolutely beautiful, traditional. It was farmhouse, friends. And if you watch the video, isn't it, honey? Isn't it? If you watch the video where it's part 1 that she's getting ready for the home-worthy people, listen to what she says about the farmhouse decor that she has gotten rid of. Listen to what she says about it, friends. And I'm just going to say, listen to what she says, right? Listen to what she says. But anyway, check out her channel because she's very, very excited, and it's going to be neat to see how things progress and when the home-worthy people come and film her house. Now, I also recommended Life with Josephine, right? And Josephine's over in the UK, and she's absolutely fabulous. I love her hair. I love her hair, okay? And I love her style, right? Oh, Jen, it's even better now because it's all worn and it looks fabulous. It's all worn in certain places. It's fabulous. Matter of fact, it's funny because somebody just recently said, are you going to repaint that? Because it's getting all worn looking. And I said, no. I said, it's exactly how I want it to be right now. You remember when he did that, Jen? Let me tell you something, Jen. That freaked my dad out when he saw that. It freaked him out. It took him a few minutes for his eyes to realize what he was looking at, because it was like an optical illusion for a little bit when you first started looking at it. But it's still there, Jen. It's still there. And it's so nice and worn. Like, you know, it looks real old, and it's cool. It's cool. But thank you for remembering that, Jen. Okay, now we all remember Life with Josephine, right? Because I talked about her. And remember, she's done a scarf collection video, which was absolutely fabulous. Well, guess what, friends? She uploaded yes, you have, Jen. Yes, you have. She has uploaded a black outerwear video. Yes, I think that's what it's called. She tries on all of her dark coats. It is fabulous, friends. So go check her out, Life with Josephine. It's absolutely wonderful. It certainly is. I just love the things she says. I love her style, and I want you to check out that video because it's really, really good. Also, too, friends, I fell down another rabbit hole, and I don't know how this happened. I don't know how it happened, but I'm all over the Alex Murdaugh case for some reason. Oh, honey, did you watch it? Wasn't it fabulous? Right? I want a sleeveless coat now. I want a sleeveless coat. I do. I saw a lady when we were out, and she had a sleeveless coat. I want a sleeveless coat now. I want a sleeveless coat. I do. I'm just saying, I want a sleeveless coat. I am obsessed with the Alex Murdaugh case now. Now, I know it's over. He's in prison. Buster's the only one that's left, and he's having issues now. You know what I mean? And we all know who Alex Murdaugh was. He was one of the good old boys down in the Low Country, and he murdered his wife and his son, right? And he stole millions of dollars from his law firm. That was a family generational law firm. And his family was known far and wide down in the Low Country. And I have been obsessed with it, okay? Well, check out Criminally Obsessed. That's the channel. Criminally Obsessed. She has interviews with all kinds of people that were associated with the trial, with the investigation. She interviews the Murdaugh's housekeeper, Blanca, right? And it is fabulous. So check out Criminally Obsessed. I heard somebody meow. Check out that channel. It is fabulous, friends. It's fabulous. And that happened on June 7th, 2021. We all remember it, right? We all remember it. But she interviews the investigators. She interviews the prosecutors. She interviews people that knew the Murdaughs and the, the nefarious things that they may or may not have done. Now you remember, yes, honey, yes, she knew, and wait till you see how she knew. Wait till you see how she knew he did it, right? But anyway, so check out those 3 channels, right? It's going to be very exciting for Canterbury Cottage. Because Homeworthy is like a really big channel, and it's a home interiors channel on YouTube. And I mean, that's the tippy top. That's the tippy top of home decor and, being in the home decor community and everything. But I still want her plaid couch in her library. I certainly do. And then Josephine is just fun. She's just a fun lady. She certainly is. I think she could be part of our circle, don't you? I certainly do. So anyway, all right, friends, listen, we got to talk about this, right? I almost did this, which would make somebody think I was giving them the finger, but I would never do that. Oh, let me just say this. Thank you. My last video, which was the first secondhand living haul of 2026, has 20 thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching the video and leaving a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I certainly do. So thank you. And I hope this live gets 10 thumbs up. I certainly do, right? You can't be greedy, right? And just, know what you're capable of. And I think I'm capable of 10 thumbs up. I certainly do. Listen, friends. When are the Houston police going to get their shit together? This bayou, the bodies in the bayou is getting out of hand, or the bodies in the bayous is getting out of hand, friends. Last week, 3 more bodies in the bayous. Now, here's the issue. They're not all in the same bayou because apparently Houston has all kinds of bayous all around the city. So they're popping up in all different bayous, friends. And they say that there is no pattern. There is no pattern to these bodies being found in the bayous. Excuse me? Pattern number 1, they're all found in water. Pattern number 2, they're all found in the same type of water, the bayous, right? And most of them have pending on the cause of death on the autopsies. They're not even giving causes of deaths on these autopsies. Now, these are men. These are women. They are older, like 60. I think 62 might be the oldest. They're younger, right? Yeah. Yes. In New Orleans, Mom. In New Orleans. I'm not so sure about Houston, but in New Orleans. But, I mean, what has to be done? What has to be done? Now, let me just say this. Since January the 6th of 20, I believe 20, since January the 6th, which was yesterday, a total of 34 bodies have come up in the bayous in Houston, okay? The police continue to deny that there is a serial killer or killers in Houston. From September the 15th to September 20th, 5 bodies were found in a 5-day period. A 6th body came up on the 26th of September, okay? They say there's no pattern and no connection. And last week, 3 more bodies popped up. 3 more. And the police are saying that there is no danger to the public. There is no serial killers out there. But now it's like catching traction very, very quickly because of the 5 bodies in 5 days. Did you? Yeah. Oh, Mom, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And it does stay silent. So the last time it chimes is 10:45. No, 9:45, because it will not hit the 10. It doesn't chime at 10 because that's when silent time starts. So from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., it doesn't chime. But at 6 a.m., it chimes. It does. It does. It's wonderful. But anyway, I mean, how can you not say something is not right down there? How can you not say that? And they're saying every time I watch a video or a podcast about the Houston Bayou the bodies in the Bayou, they say that serial killers have a type and an MO. Well, that's not true, because there could be serial killers that are opportunists. Me too, Jen. Me too. Me too. Because I'd be jumping out of bed every hour and doing the happy dance with the chimes. I certainly would. But there are serial killers that are of opportunity, right? You don't necessarily have to have a type. You just have to have the opportunity to do it, and you will do it, right? It could be that, right? Now, there is a conspiracy, right, or a belief that there are a group of serial killers down there that are all doing the thing, right? So it's a group of them, right, doing it. And but I just don't understand how they say there's not. Oh, really, honey? In Houston? In Houston, they're doing the FIFA in Houston? Really? That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, I could see where it could be some homeless, right? I could see that because there's a big homeless population down in Houston. So I could see that, okay? I can see that. I could see accidental drowning, right? Because somebody may have been under the influence of something and they accidentally fall in, right? But wouldn't you think that the police, or at least the city of Houston, would put up surveillance cameras at key locations, you know, along these bayous, right? Along the bayous, because they may just pick up something, right? They may just pick up something and it could lead to something else, right? But I find it very disturbing that the police keep saying there's no pattern, there's no serial killers. I just find that to be very, very disturbing to me. Now, there is another conspiracy that the police do know who it is, and they're just not willing to do it because it will cause an issue if they go after the person who they believe it to be. And there are people that do believe it is a police officer. So, but I think it could be like an illegal immigrant or something like that. Speaking of which, let's talk about the fact that Maduro, right? How does this happen? He leaves Venezuela wearing one thing, and by the time he gets to the United States, he's changed outfits 3 times. He has 4 different, from the time he left Venezuela till the time he gets to the United States, he has 4 different outfits on. What is that? What is that about? Right? What is that about? I mean, come on. And let me tell you something right now. You want to know who I think should get that $25 million bounty that was on his head, placed on his head by Joseph Robinette Biden, right? Who at this point no longer even knows his name, I'm guessing, and only eats chocolate ice cream. Not sorry, just honest. Joseph Robinette Biden put a $25 million bounty on Maduro's head, right? But never went to get Maduro, right? Donald J. Trump went and got Maduro. But do you know who I should get? Fran! My mom you just heard them. They'll go off again here in a few minutes, Fran. You know who I should get that? You know who I think should get that $25 million? I think it should be split up between all the service people that were working in that operation down there in Venezuela that went in and got Maduro. I don't care if they each get $2 a piece and it comes up to $25 million. I don't care. But it should be split between all of the service members and you know, our service members and soldiers that went down there and did that operation. That's where I think that $25 million should go. I certainly do. And here's another thing too. I'm not real knowledgeable, but I think I'm kind of knowledgeable. I want to believe I'm knowledgeable. I'm not the smartest person in the room though. I'm not. I know somebody who is, but I'm not, right? Am I wrong to think that the sheriff, right? Yes, Jen. Yes. They all need to get, even if it's a crisp $10 bill for each of them, I don't care. But I want them to get the $25 million. I certainly do. Or it needs to be given to a veterans association or, you know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like split it up between wounded warriors and veterans or, you know, something. I don't know, but it needs to go into the military for a good reason. Okay. I've always thought that a sheriff is the top law enforcement officer in a state, right? So a county sheriff outranks a state trooper, okay? That's my belief, okay? That a sheriff is the one who upholds the Constitution of the United States, and a sheriff is your last defense, the citizens' last defense, you know, of harm, is a sheriff and the deputies that are in a county or, you know, wherever. But I've always believed or been led to believe that the sheriff is like the top law enforcement dog, right, in a county. And he even overrules state police, okay? Am I wrong to think that or believe that or whatever? And I'm going to say, this is why I'm going to say this, okay? Why has a sheriff or the state police of Minnesota not gone in and arrested Tim Walz for the fraud that he has committed against the state of Minnesota and its citizens? Why has a sheriff not done that? Or why have the state police not done that? Or why has the lieutenant governor not kicked him out, which I believe lieutenant governor can overthrow the governor of a state when the governor of a state fails to carry out the duties that he was tasked with doing, right? So my question is, why, yes, why has a sheriff not come in, or why has law enforcement not come in and arrested Tim Walz and removed him as the governor of the state of Minnesota. Now, I understand that he's not running for governor for a third term. Big effing deal. Big effing deal. That makes no difference whatsoever to the people of Minnesota. Okay? He needs to be removed as governor. He needs to be handcuffed. He needs to be perp walked, right? Out of the governor's mansion, right? He certainly does. He certainly does. Needs to stop off, right? Use the little boy's room, get his little tampons, come out of the little boy's room, continue his perp walk, get into a cruiser or a sheriff's car or a state trooper's car, right? Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's going to jail. Tim Walz is not going to jail. He will flee the country. He'll go to China. He won't go to jail. He won't go to jail. He won't go to jail. What happened today, Fran? Are you talking about with the housing person, the housing girl that busted out crying? I saw a clip of that, Fran. I saw a clip of it. What happened today, Fran? So anyway, that's what I think needs to happen, right? That's what I think needs to happen. And, you import the third world, you become the third world. And just like I told you, people will do anything for money. Anything for money. They will sell their souls. They will sell their children. They will sell their mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers. They will sell anything they have for money. They certainly will. I heard about that. I didn't see it though. I just heard about it. I haven't seen anything about that. I certainly haven't. Is that where the ICE agents were ambushed? Is that part of it? Anyway, we have an accountability problem in the United States, not only with our governments, right, but with our own citizens, right? With our own citizens. And, we need to start demanding accountability, not only from our governments, right? Federal, state, local, but we need to start demanding accountability from people in our own lives, right? That's how it starts, right? Accountability for ourselves, accountability for the people in our lives, and it just, goes from there, right? It goes from there because nobody knows the word responsibility anymore and nobody knows the word accountability anymore, right? And, it's a shame. It's a shame that New York City is ending up like it's ending up. And it's a shame that Minnesota has ended up like it has ended up, okay? But this shit didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight, right? And we're just like a bunch of frogs in a pot waiting to boil, right? It's a slow roll. It's a slow roll, right? And you don't realize it. And it's to make your life easier, and it's to make your life better, and it's to make your life more convenient, right? That is how it is packaged, right? And then you get comfortable, and then you get lazy. Yay! I can hear Louise upstairs. I can hear her upstairs listening to the Masked Singer. Can I tell you something? I had these over at the windows, just real quick before we say goodnight. I had these over at the, I had these, don't ruin it for me, Mom. Don't ruin it for me, Mom. Don't be creepy. I had these over at the window, the corner window over by the sink, right? Well, I don't think they've changed at all, friends. So I think it was too cold over there. I think it was too cold. So I moved them into the family room, right? We haven't had any sun, friends. We haven't had any sun. And they look exactly the same. And the wax looks like it's cracking a little bit on the bulbs. Chewy wants to take them downstairs and put them under the grow light. And I said, no, that's not fair. And that forces them to do something that they're not naturally doing. You know, they're not. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Don't be creepy, Mom, please. I know she did. I know. I remember. I was there. I heard it, Mom. I know. Okay? I know. Dad would be more than happy to buy you a chiming clock. I am quite sure, Mom. But you can listen to mine. You certainly can. While we're all together here in the circle. It doesn't make me teary-eyed. It makes me happy. Glimmers, Mom. Glimmers. Glimmers, right? Glimmers. Get out of the emotional pool, Margaret. I had to tell somebody else in our circle to quit swimming in the emotional pool this week. I certainly did. And it's only Wednesday. I know, friends, right? Let it go. Let it go. Well, you can pick it out, Mom. You can pick it out. It's not that difficult. It's certainly not. So I don't know what's going on, friends. They're stunted. They need sun. They certainly do. So you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to turn my light therapy light on and let them sit in front of the light therapy light. See if that helps them. I think it might, right? I think it might. There we go, friends. That is our first circle time of 2026. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I have enjoyed our time together, and I hope that you have too. All right. I know, friends. I know. I don't want to disappoint you. So it's got to be a shit show at some point, doesn't it? It certainly does. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you're watching this on the replay. Feel free to leave a thumbs up. I would love... Oh, I do have 10 thumbs up. Thank you all so much. So if you're watching this on the replay and you have enjoyed yourself, leave some sunshine on your way out, friends. We would appreciate it. Certainly, right? Certainly. Now remember, January 21st is our pajama party circle time. So write that down in your calendars, okay? Are we ready, friends? I think we're ready. I certainly do. I hope 21st, Fran, 21st. Did I say 11th? I'm sorry, 21st. Thank you, honey. Thank you. But it's not supposed to be. That's okay, honey. I started doing this and I woke up this morning and I could definitely feel, that I was feeling better. So yeah, it takes a couple few days after I start to do my light therapy for it to work. And today I noticed, oh, thank you, Fran. Oh, I do? Oh, thank you, Fran. You're my thumbs up counter, Fran. It takes a couple of few days once you start this. You know what I mean? And it's not like you're going to wake up one day bouncing out of bed and go and, slay the day, right? Thank you, Mom. but you can definitely tell a difference in the way you feel, you know what I mean? And just the motivation that you feel inside yourself when the light kicks in. So, but it does take a little couple days and it's a subtle change, but you notice it, right? You notice it. So, anyway, are we ready, friends? I think we're ready. I hope you are happy. I hope you're happy and finding lots of glimmers in your days, friends. It is no fun swimming in the emotional pool. Get out. Get out. I hope you're healthy. Take your zinc every day, friends. It is up to us. Let's all say it together. Healthy people are not profitable. And we all know it, don't we? We certainly do. And I hope you are safe. Know the weather in your area so you can be prepared and not scared. Check out Max Velocity on YouTube, right? He is doing a fantastic job tracking these storms and these weather anomalies that are happening right now. So check out Max Velocity on YouTube to know the weather that is expected in your area. I think of you all often. You are never far in my thoughts. And we, friends, will be together again soon. Have a great rest of the night and a great rest of the week. Make sure your notification bell is on for the channel. Good night.